Welcome to the It's All Fine and Danjee podcast, where hosts Dan and Angie talk with creatives, small business owners, charities, and all kinds of interesting people. It's all real talk. It's all fine and Danjee.
Matchy McMatchies.
We almost match our chair. It kind of just like blending right in.
Welcome to the Matchy McMatchy Red Maroon Show.
The maroon
show. Hold on.
Been maroon.
I have to adjust my mic as if I've somehow changed since the last one. Every time we said, I think I just have to tinker.
Maybe you got taller.
You do grow every day.
Yeah, but by the time you become my age, it starts going the other way. You start getting short, and you're hunching
He just
forward.
says earlier, I'm like, I got to put my loose shirt on because my jeans are really tight. And he goes, mine fit great. I'm glad I always bought larger pants because now they feel normal.
Oh my
My
gosh.
whole life, everything was a little bit too big, and now it's like I don't have to buy new clothes. So
Well, that's nice for you.
that's the commitment. When you're buying bigger clothes, you just pretty much said screw it.
Yeah.
That's the commitment. You know, we stay in the old clothes until they're so tight we're dying because we're like, I'm throwing in the towel by the time I go in and start.
No, or you're like with women, we keep the stuff hanging in the closet. I'm gonna wear that. I'm going on a diet next week. It's going to happen, and that dress is gonna fit me again.
Oh, guys do that too. We do it with like T-shirts, like an old T-shirt from a band or something where we're like, I'm keeping that.
Yeah.
And then
You gotta make a whoopee out of it. You gotta make a blanket out of it.
Then you take a bunch. What is the saying? Then you take a bunch of guy things and turn them into one giant girl thing.
That's right. That's what you do with all your old T-shirts. All right, we're here. I wanted to say something after that.
Well, that's great. That was a perfect introduction, but you melted on it.
I did, because I was thinking of a show I watched. Anyway. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the It's All Fine and Danjee podcast. Dan's sitting here with me.
I am sitting here with her.
Yep.
You have so much more energy and excitement with your intros. I think you should be the permanent intro person.
I think we've already decided that a long time ago.
Yeah, you had me intro one a couple times ago, and I felt awkward
You're
knowing.
very corporate. You're very corporate.
Well, I'm trying not to be. Shit. Is that better?
That's better. That's much better.
There we go.
So we have Miss Bailey Hernandez joining us in the podcast studio. And we're, first of all, let me introduce her business first. So Miss Bailey is a cosmetologist.
Officially.
Very nice.
With Bailey Nicole Beauty. Yeah, I wanted to say congrats. So
Thank
just
you.
graduated, just passed your state certification. That's what they call it, right? State certification.
Your license test.
So you got your license.
So school certifies you. The state test gives you your license.
So that now you can officially touch people's hair
Yes.
and lashes.
Legally. And lashes.
And whatever
Very nice.
else
Yep.
you decide
I'll stick with hair and lashes for now.
that's
Yeah.
in your repertoire.
She's doing it already. She pulls these words out.
Repertoire.
There
Repertoire.
you go. You
Thank
got
you.
it. I tried to
Yes.
say it. I tried to say it last podcast.
I dabbled
and it
in
didn't.
college too.
Did you? A little
nice.
bit? A little
Just
bit?
a little bit.
So congratulations. So now your career is on the way and you are local.
Yes.
Lake County area. So you're in Leesburg now.
Yeah.
Tell us the salon that you're at now.
I'm at Magnolia Grace Beauty Co. It's in Leesburg. Not deep in Leesburg, like by the mall.
Oh, okay.
Right there. So right across the street, right off 141.
It's a
Okay, yeah.
super busy area right
Yeah.
there.
Because I was kind of dreading it when you said you were going to Leesburg. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, I'm going to have to drive so far to get my hair did.
Yeah, no. I mean, you still do drive far.
Yeah, but it's not. If I'm at work and
Yeah.
I have an
Oh,
appointment
yeah.
after work, it's not that
Right
bad.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask all the guy questions, of course, like,
Okay, yeah.
what is a cosmetologist?
Cosmopolitan.
Cosmopolitan.
Well,
Shaken.
so I know I was picking on you about words. Cosmetologist, is that right?
Yeah.
Is like hair and nails. Is that because you can do other things if you ever want to, or does it cover like skincare and stuff, or how does that work?
Yeah, so a cosmetologist, you go through nails, facials, and hair. So
Okay.
I'm certified to do all of that. So if I
very
wanted to
nice.
offer facials, I could. We just don't go in depth with facials.
Right.
So that's more of a facial specialist. You would go to school for that. And really, I only like dabbled in nails. And I'm not a big I don't want to do anyone's nails.
Right.
Yeah.
I will never touch anyone's nails.
It seems like a rough gig.
It seems like when you do go to school for that, though, there's something you're already interested in,
Yeah.
or you gravitate towards and you become really good at.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I went to school for the fact of I wanted to do lash extensions.
Oh,
Period.
wow.
Oh, okay.
But then there wasn't any space for facial specialist because you can be that and do lash extensions. So I just had to pick cosmetology, and I ended up loving it, and I kill it.
She does kill it.
I love it. That's a common story I hear where people go to school for one thing and then sort of, I mean, I guess you kind of went to school for that, but
Right.
seems like you discovered that you love it more during
Yeah.
school than you did when going in. That's awesome.
Yeah, I really
So
enjoyed
you're finding your passion.
So so they didn't have just like a class for the lash extensions and stuff like that.
They don't teach you anything about it at school.
No, it's pretty much like hair, like you said,
Yeah.
hair and nails and the basic skincare.
Yeah, you have to go get certified, continue your education. So like I went through like a whole certification program for lashes, and I did for hair extensions twice, and for like blonding and dimensional hair colors, going to another class. So
Yeah, so it's all about like just continued education as a hairstylist. Like when you get out, you've got your basics, you've done all your practice hours that you do while you're in school, but then afterwards you're going to sign up for like seminars or what do they call them?
conventions.
Conventions. That's like what I'm thinking, where you go to a convention and they'll be teaching like a technique over here and a technique over here, and you kind of sign up for the different slots and can go and learn different techniques.
Oh, okay.
to
I
add.
had no idea it works that way.
Yeah, it's I actually went my first year last year to something like that. It's called Premiere. It's in Orlando, which is cool. So like everybody from everywhere comes to Orlando, and
that's
just
cool.
it's full of cosmetologists, hairstylists, nail techs, and we all go. We go to classes and shop. Lots of shopping.
Yeah, and it's also a great way to network.
Yep.
As well, and those people are coming up with those newest techniques.
Yeah.
Because it used to be, you thinned your hair with like the shear scissors, which when I came to your school, they were teaching that. And I'm like, nope, what are we using next time? The razor.
Razor only, Bailey.
I like the razor used on my
I
hair.
remember getting that. The lady that cut my hair had those weird scissors with the chunks in them, and they would cut all over the place to kind of make it not stick and kind of fro out so much.
Yeah.
That's not a thing anymore?
For certain hairstyles,
Yeah.
but not for Angie.
No, because I'm a princess
Yeah.
and I like the razor. But Bailey did the razor on my hair.
Yeah.
First time that she used it on somebody's hair, right? And it's much better.
Yeah.
It's much better.
See,
Experience.
Who knew?
Who knew that you use a razor to cut these little bob haircut?
I had no idea.
It's like peeling a potato. Literally, you're like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you come down each start like.
yeah, like you like grab it like that and you like,
Yeah.
What does
your
that do?
wrist.
Make like the way it cuts off the end at an angle or something?
yeah, just so it doesn't just give a blunt cut. It's more like
Yeah.
a feathered, softer.
Have you seen that guy like on TikTok that like lays people's hair out like on a chopping block and
Does
cuts it with like a
Butcher knife.
Yeah.
You know it looks terrible when it's done, but
Yeah.
it's neat to see it because they lay it out and cut it with like a super sharp knife.
Maybe it doesn't though. You never know.
I
Like people
guess.
come up with weird techniques. I mean, who came up and said like, "Oh, let me use a razor on your hair and let's
just-
see what it looks
yeah.
like."
It just seems like, you know, when you're a kid and you cut your bangs exactly perfect, but it's not. That's what it kind of seems like to me when it's on the chopping block. But
Yeah.
it's interesting how the techniques change over time though.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things that you mentioned is that you're a blonding specialist, and I do want to have. Well, I'll let Dan comment about social media and stuff, but I do want to say that with your social
you can.
media, you've been doing awesome with the pictures that you've been posting of the kind of before and after of
Thank you, yeah.
people's hair, especially when there's something like really bad.
Yeah, and I've been getting a lot of color corrections, extension corrections.
So color correction and but the blonding is what I want to talk about because that is such a transformation on
Yeah.
people when you do that. So what kind of drew you into that? Did they teach that in school, or is that something you just kind of decided you want to do some extra classes on that to learn?
Well,
Yeah.
what is blonding for?
Oh, yeah,
just
we
for
have to
those of
explain
us-
this to the
I don't think people listening that are even ladies
this is
don't know
true.
what that is.
Yeah.
So blonding just means like foiling someone's whole entire head. Say it's like color of Angie's hair, very dark brown, where she's going blonde, platinum blonde, or
Yeah.
Wow.
Like lightning.
I didn't even know you could do that in one sitting. You can?
it depends on, it all depends on their hair structure, texture, porosity. Like,
Okay.
That's all
It's-
sciencey stuff. Are you interested now?
I am.
Sounds
of course.
very
I used
sciencey.
to have blonde tips back in the day. Now
He totally did it. He looked like a Backstreet Boy. Totally.
oh wow.
thought I looked tough and heavy metal, but in retrospect, yeah, I look like a.
He looked like a Backstreet Boy.
All right, let's keep
So
moving.
cute.
No need to talk about that.
We're gonna post a picture on that, but
Yeah.
of that. By the way, we have to. You have
I
to
had,
go.
I had one of
Ding!
those beards that everybody had that was just.
Oh
one of those
my
strips that went
gosh.
straight
It's
down.
so
Looked like I took a popsicle stick and shaved around it. Yeah. Anyway, all right, moving on. So blonding is basically just changing your hair to blonde.
Yeah, it's a huge transformation. Not every stylist can get someone to the blonde that they want, especially healthy. It all depends on the chemicals you're using on the hair, what their hair is already like. You have to know like the chemistry of the hair in order
Yeah.
to properly do it safe, and so you don't fry their hair off, because you can literally fry someone's hair off and you'll touch it and it's goo,
Oh, you've wasted it.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, can you
Yeah.
imagine?
and people's hair will just fall out in chunks.
Now, is it important to you? Do you have like a consultation with people to let them know if their hair is able to take this transition or not? Is that something that you do with people?
So there's always a client consultation, the first 15 minutes of the appointment, where you're kind of asking them, what's your hair history? What has been on your hair? Do you have box dye? Just like the history of it.
Yeah.
Because, that can
Yeah, because
screw you at the end of the day.
Do
Yeah,
you ever
yeah.
change your
Off.
mind during that, like from meeting them and sitting with them and say, yeah,
Yeah.
you're not going
So
to be able to do that in a healthy way with your hair or with your history or whatever.
yeah.
I'll say, okay, we're going to go in stages. So this is stage 1. And then, in 6 to 8 weeks, come back, we'll get it lighter. And because I'm not trying to kill anybody's hair.
Yeah.
Because that ultimately, what are they going to do about that? They're going to complain.
Right.
Even though, because you don't want to go forward with something that you know is going to end up a disaster.
Yeah. Plus, I would think for your own, work ethic and your reputation and your trademark and your brand and all, you don't want to be known. You don't want to have somebody out there with ridiculous hair. Oh, where'd you get your hair done, Bailey?
Right.
Bailey
Right.
fried it off.
Right.
Because I told her
Bailey
to.
Nicole Beauty did it.
I told her we're doing this all in one night. No, that's not
That's
how it
smart,
happens.
though. That's smart for a lot of reasons. You have happy customers and you're not damaging anyone's hair, which
Right.
that's like people using peroxide and stuff back in the day.
my
That's just
gosh.
wasting your hair to get it done quick.
This
oh,
lady
yeah.
right here. And baby oil. Get it all out. Corn oil. Let's get that glow, baby. It was the 80s.
I always think of it like this. Your clients are your walking billboards. So
Yeah.
why do you want someone walking around with jacked up
Amen.
hair?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can relate to that on the tattoo level because the guy who did my tattoos was like, you get people ask all the time, but he didn't really advertise because just like you said, people will come and say,
So-and-so sent me.
if you're getting lots of business and you're not having to advertise too much that you're doing something right, especially like in your line of work, because you get a call, hey, my friend so-and-so's hair was done. And that's probably how it happens a lot of the time.
Yes.
So, yeah, I was going to say so your clientele is pretty good just from coming out of cosmetology school. How did you build that? How did you network with other stylists and, other people in different fields, like other people that are in nails and are doing facials, things like that, to build your clientele list up so that you can start off kind of strong right off the get-go?
Yeah. That's always been my biggest thing. Like when I'm out of school, I want to hit the ground running. So I started out with an Instagram page and Facebook page in school. Looking back at it, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah,
like,
trust
I took
me.
a picture and posted this. Like, no.
Yeah, but you know what? You're getting your
Evolving.
feet.
Yeah.
It's fun to look back now, but I'm like,
It's
someone
fun to see
paid
the
for that?
growth. Yeah, it's fun to see the growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So lots of posting, lots of hashtags. I always tag like the salon companies around here, like Cosmoprof, Salon Centric. They'll repost my stuff. Even though I'm a student, they'll be like student work or something.
Oh, that's cool.
I'll tag other businesses. I actually did a collab while I was in school with a brand for hair. It's called Style Tech, but they sent me a bunch of free foils, color brushes, and they reposted my stuff. I had to work with them, and they told me kind of what to post. And
very
wow.
cool. So
Very
you were
nice.
like a brand rep.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm actually a brand ambassador for
Brand ambassador.
an extension line, which I got certified in school too. I flew to Dallas because my biggest thing is I'm going to be certified in all the things.
Sure.
Yeah.
So now I'm ready to start doing extensions and blonding and all of the stuff. So I'm a ambassador with extensions and work with Style Tech and Wella, a super popular hair color brand. They reposted my stuff and I'm working with them. And
Oh, cool.
That's all. So I'm going to ask the nerd questions, but what do you like? Do you use certain applications to create your posts? You just taking a picture to post it? Are you doing like side by sides in a split screen thing? How do you know when to post? I have all these sort of social media because I'm very active on social media, but even with our podcast, I feel like your generation is better at it. Some just intuitively almost like when to
Right.
post. And I think, doesn't it have something to do with like time of day? And
Yep. When people are most active. So usually for me and my viewers, I guess, they're more active like in the evening around 7 to 9 p.m. So usually I always post late. And then that's when I get the most views, and then they'll wake up and they'll also see it. But yeah, I
Because
look at
people
all
are
my
at work
insights.
during the day.
Yeah. I never post during work, never before 5. And if I do, it's just like just
Throwaway
to post.
post,
Yeah,
yeah.
throwaway post.
Okay. I'm trying to learn this because I'm not good at social media. I don't even post on my own social media very often, you know?
And then,
Yeah.
I pretty much post on all of our social
Yeah, I
media,
know.
but you just, what
Dan
you
does
just said.
any of the tech stuff, basically.
That makes me want to start doing that because I know we've had very popular guests that I've posted and like hardly anybody sees it. And that's probably why, because I'll remember at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and then post it.
Right,
So I don't
yeah.
forget. And then nobody sees it
Or you're
because
doing
it's
it
lost.
first thing in the morning so you don't forget.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
like, it just can't.
These young whippersnappers aren't up at 6 a.m.
What's the matter?
Yeah, it all determines what time of day you post.
Yeah. So you have a website too, right?
It's like a booking site, but I have like a portfolio on there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
go on and look. Did you put it together yourself? You just uploaded your pictures? It's through like a company that caters to stylists and stuff though, right? Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
And then they can book your time and, that's cool. And it shows when it's booked and,
Yep.
oh, very nice.
And then it texts me and they're like, do you want to accept? Then I just reply yes or no or whatever I want.
And then
That's
they get
awesome.
a response back that says you've been booked or, oh, that's very cool.
Sends
Who knew there was
reminders
such a thing?
and
Yeah, easy stuff.
text
See?
marketing.
So I wanted
Oh,
to,
it does marketing and stuff too. Oh, that's fantastic.
I can do a mass text and send it out to everybody.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I did. So we were talking like about techie stuff because that's what you're into.
I don't
But
know what you're talking about. I haven't talked about
I was
techie
gonna talk
stuff
about,
in
like,
ages.
so your pictures always look really good. Are you just doing those with just your camera, or do you have a lighting system? Like, what do you when you do lashes and stuff? Like, how are you taking those pictures?
So when I do lashes, I'll always use
A ring light.
ring light. Yeah.
Okay.
Always a ring light because you can just see it better.
I'm glad you asked it that way because I wanted to ask, but I didn't want to say we're using like a editor because you don't want to do that.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to take away from like the natural
The way it
beauty.
looks,
yeah.
But for hair pictures, I'll use a ring light or I'll go outside. I prefer outside because the natural
best.
the
lighting.
lighting is great.
Yeah. And it probably takes me like 10 to 15 minutes
To get the
to
good,
get pictures. I'm like, okay, do this and do this. And then I'll be like, just let me grab your head. I
Yeah.
like position them like this. I'm like, look down. It takes like 50. Okay, slightly this way. Perfect.
yeah,
You're done.
Yeah.
That's
Versus moving lights all around.
Yeah.
And, oh, yeah. Trust me. I can relate on that level in here for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah. Lighting is hugely important. And it can make it look different than it really looks in
Yeah.
a bad way for sure.
But I've seen like the change, even like if you kind of scroll back, you see how you've just gotten better with the positioning and the
Yeah.
lighting and
I love
everything
that.
like that. And I love that you don't show people's faces. Like you're just focused on the hair.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just the hair. That's it. Like that's what we're highlighting anyway. 'Cause
Right.
That's what she just did. You know, so nothing else is distracting from it.
Because it is distracting, actually.
Yeah. So you're just seeing the color that she did on the hair.
That is very cool.
So I want to talk about the extensions again, though. I've never had extensions. I don't think I would like them because I'm very low maintenance. girl. Like,
Right. Yeah. They're
Like,
very high maintenance.
they're
things,
high
so.
maintenance. But what I always find really interesting is you are taking those extensions, putting them in, and then you're matching the color of the hair to the extension. How that, I don't even understand.
That's
How the
cool. That's
heck do you do
important though,
that?
because otherwise it looks like extensions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't. When she does an extension and then she's matching the color, you cannot tell
Right.
that
That's
it's not
cool.
that person's hair.
It's all about color theory. Like,
Okay.
it's insane. I can, like, name out colors to you, like 7NB, 7N, 7NW. It's all about, like, literally primary colors. We're going back to, like, kindergarten or
Yeah.
first grade, whenever they learn
Yeah.
that. Primary colors, secondary colors, all of
Okay.
that. Mixing colors and the certain levels of your hair.
Yeah.
And
Is that something, I mean, that's kind of artsy and sciencey kind of mixed together. Were
Right.
you always creative? Were you always kind
my
of like
gosh.
into makeup and stuff like that?
I guess I was into makeup. When I was little, I had a beauty guru channel on YouTube.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
spectacular. Tell me you saved it.
I have since then deleted everything.
Oh,
We
I
do
hate
not
all
want to
the-
go into that.
But
no.
you know what,
Yeah,
though?
it's
When
so
you have
great,
a wildly
though.
successful business, it's a funny thing to go post
Yeah.
a thing about. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had a camera set up, a light, a big mirror, and I spent like $50 on Elf. Like
Yeah.
back then, everything was $1, and I was like, I am ready.
Yeah.
So,
But look at that.
Yeah.
It's still related to your career, though.
Yeah.
There's something huge about that because I feel like not many of us started with our passion and followed all the way through.
right. And I didn't at first because I feel like when I was in school, all of my friends went to college and they did all that thing. And I was like, I have to go to college. I cannot go to a tech school and do this. And so I had to learn after going to college for elementary ed, marketing, nursing. I was like, this is nothing that I wanted to do.
Amen.
Yeah.
So,
Amen.
and I'm like, there's nothing to be ashamed of.
No.
Hairstylists can make good money.
Oh, hell yes.
And that's
They
like,
do.
it's such a big thing. People are like, they look down on hairstylists like, oh, they're,
You might own a series of salons one day. You never
Right.
know. You never know.
yeah, you can,
Don't do that because I have a daughter-in-law and I know she makes very good money.
Yeah.
doing that.
yeah,
Yeah.
really good money. So,
Yeah.
but I'm so glad I decided to
Yeah.
Follow your passion. Yeah. I mean,
cut my
that's,
shit out. Yeah.
I don't want to keep saying it like your generation, like an old man, but I feel like that you must go to college thing. For some careers, it's very true, but I think a lot of us fell into that where we're
Yes.
like, got to go to, and I dodged it by going to technical college.
Our parents didn't really teach us that though.
Yeah.
Nah.
But
Just
we
get
always
a
felt
job.
like oh, I should have went to college. I should have, and more and more, especially like in my world, the tech world, not really. It's not really that important. If you have all your certifications, that's what's important.
Yeah.
Not you went and learned communications and you learned English and you learned all these advanced
Yeah.
categories that I get why they do it because they're just trying to make you a well-rounded person.
Right.
But it's also kind of a racket. It makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
Colleges make a lot of
does.
money. So
Yes.
the idea that you need to go get buried $100,000 in debt before you go start your
No.
career,
Yeah. No.
Do what you love. And if you just love learning and you want to go to college for that reason, then that's great.
Sure.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
But-
and maybe you'll find your passion when you are there
and
if
that
you
does
don't
happen.
have one.
That
Yeah.
does happen for sure. I love those stories, but I feel like you following your passion, you're going to be better at what you do than a lot of people are after going to all this college because it's not in their heart what really lights them up and makes them excited to do their job. They're just
Yeah.
trying to do something that makes more money and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So I am a firm believer in following your passion. You'll never work a day in your life, they say.
Definitely.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how you feel now? Like, I know you're very excited about like kind of getting the ball rolling, and you're booked up through August now, aren't you?
Yep. I'm starting to book into August.
See, look at that.
Yeah.
Already.
Literally just graduated, just got everything, her website and everything up,
Yeah.
and she's already booking.
What's the name of the business again?
Mine, Bailey Nicole Beauty.
Bailey Nicole Beauty.
So
Yeah.
I want you to describe your little space that you have at Magnolia Grace because you're at a salon that's already established, And so you've done like a little rental. You're doing a rental area, but you have an area for lashes and for hair.
Yes.
So describe, because it's a very open, it's a different feel kind of, I don't want to, is it a spa? Like it's not really a spa because they're not doing massage and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know what I would call it.
But it's a different, I've looked at the pictures of it and it's a different feel. It's a very open space.
Right. Which I really enjoy because, like, usually you'll walk into a salon and, you know, estheticians will have their closed doors doing whatever. So what Magnolia Grace does is it's all open air. So when you walk in, you can see, oh, they have waxing, they have lashes, they have nails, and you can see them doing it. And in the long run, that's not only going to help them find, you know, other people, but you as a business, I might be doing lashes and somebody has never gotten lashes done. They're going to walk by and be like, what is she doing?
Yeah.
I love that.
Why
Like a
did you
tattoo
put this?
shop, kind of.
Yeah.
You can,
Yeah, you can observe. And because you might not know what the process is or something, and now you're seeing it, oh, well, that's not that bad.
Or you
oh,
see
that's
something
cool.
turning
Yeah.
out really good, and you're like, "Oh my god, what are you doing? What color is that? What thing is
Yeah.
it?" Yeah,
Yeah. So it's cool because everyone can see everything. Nails and facials and waxing and lashes are on one side, and then we have our salon side with 6 stylists. And it's cool because all the stylists pretty much specialize in something different. And
Oh,
it's,
I love
It's
that.
really diverse. So we have someone who's amazing with like vivids, like insanely great. We have some blonding, and we have other colors, cuts, like
what's vivids?
Bright colors.
bright colors.
Oh, like
the-
pinks and
The
purples.
fun colors
Oh,
that
yeah,
I
yeah.
used to do all the
Oh,
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's so much maintenance, though.
Yes.
Well, I feel like the technology's changed with those too. Where now it's like I see people with hair colors that were impossible 5, 6,
yeah.
8 years ago without a wig or something. You know.
Yeah. So it's crazy. It's really cool though. I like
It
it.
is. Yeah, I think it's cool too.
But the fun thing is with those vivids is you have to have a blonding specialist to get you to that color that you need to be at before you go to the vivid.
Yeah.
That's true. I guess you can't
It's
go
a
like
process.
black hair to pink hair.
No.
You know, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it'll be hard.
Bailey hates when somebody like me comes and says, okay, I want to change. So let's change all this dark hair now to blonde, because you have to rip everything out, basically. You have to like strip
Stage it
and
out.
it's just,
Yeah.
She's like, why did you do this?
I bet not, though. I mean, that's part
I mean,
of
it's
what
fun, but
you're-
it's a pain. I know it's a pain. I've had it done before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a science experiment, like every day almost.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, not to keep bringing it back to this, but just in a relatable way, that color science thing you're talking about, that is very similar to what you do when you're like color grading video and photo. You have to know, how to bring out more of one color and kind of push away another color. And I'm at the infancy of it. When you said color science, I was like, oh, I've been studying color science. It's
Yeah.
still the science of color and how
Yeah.
it mixes together and stuff. But that is definitely the mix of science and art for sure.
I do not have an eye for that at all. Or sound. He always asks me, how does that sound? I'm like, yeah, it's good.
I can hear it.
I can hear it. It's
Yeah.
good.
Great.
You're
You
talking
mean
in here.
for like the show? Yeah.
Yes, it's horrible.
Or I'll say, what's that buzzing noise underneath? And she doesn't hear it. I think when you have a hearing problems, like
Yeah.
you hear that?
I did hear that.
When you have I feel like when you have hearing problems, sometimes you hear different pitches. I know there's a science to that. So people that, like, I have some hearing problems from all those bands all those years ago. And so I can hear certain high pitched noises that maybe you can't
Yeah, I
hear as
can't.
much.
I can't
But
hear it at all. It's like a
meanwhile-
dog, how they can hear things and you can't hear.
Meanwhile, if you have like a sink on or a fan's going and you're talking to me from across the room, forget it. I'm like,
I can't
no.
concentrate.
yeah.
So what do you, so we're starting to build up our clientele now. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of established. But what do you feel like is like your next step? Like, what's your next step? Because I know you're thinking like 3-5 steps ahead.
Yeah, like what are your big goals?
One day I would love to own a salon and also own my own extension brand.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
that would be awesome.
I want to be an educator.
Love
So
it.
I always used
Like
to
training people to do what you do. Oh, very cool.
I also loved teaching. So when I was in school, my teachers would be like, can you show them how to do this color, or can you do this? And then, or I'd have people coming in and I would be doing clients in school and people would be like, can I watch you? I'm like, sure. Yeah. And I love it.
Yeah.
So I would love to be an educator. And I used to mess with my teachers all the time. I'm like, I'm going to take your job. Give me 10 years. I'm taking your job.
Well, that's awesome because who knows? You may end up at some point where that's your primary job is teaching other people to run your series of salons.
Yeah.
You never know.
Well, I can testify to that because the first time I went to Bailey when she was in school still, I wanted the bob cut, the inverted bob, the one that's really stacked back here.
Yep.
And it's a very difficult cut. It's scary. Like when you go to do that on somebody, it's scary. It's like,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm cutting how much off? Like, yeah, just stack it up there. Oh, and you got to watch for this and you got to be careful of this. And all the students were like coming around, like watching what she was doing because she was doing it good,
Right out of the chute.
Yeah. I was pretty impressed actually.
That's
I was
awesome.
like, I figured I'm coming home with,
Well,
Yeah.
you took a
Not gonna be
risk,
good.
but
Yeah, definitely.
well, you do take a risk with that, but
Sure.
I'm a risk taker anyway.
yeah, for sure.
Tell her how I've come home before. Like I've literally like chopped my
one whole
hair.
side shaved. Remember that was a thing?
Yeah.
Shaved to the skin. She came back one time with stubble, like a 2 with lines in one side.
Oh my gosh.
Taking it back to the 90s, baby.
I thought it was awesome, though. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a new girlfriend every 2 months.
Mohawk one time. Not
yeah.
like the old school, but like a faux hawk.
Yeah.
And I had long hair and I like I
Yeah.
just told her, just chop
Different
it
colors, different
off.
things.
Chop it off. She's like,
It'll
what?
grow back.
Yeah.
Back, it's hair. But
You know-
I'm adventurous, so I'm always like, if there's anything you ever want to try, you just call Angie and say,
Yeah. Oh, that's a great matchup right there, for
you
sure.
just say, hey, I want to try this new.
And if it turns
technique.
out great, we'll plug it on the show. And if it doesn't, we won't say who did it.
Just
We'll
kidding.
just wear a hat.
Yep. Exactly.
We'll wait for it to grow out.
I was going to say one of the nice things to go back to the training teaching thing is that will also help you to, in the future, if you do own a salon or a series of salons, you can sort of set, if you're intuitively a good teacher and you know your stuff, it will help you to sort of set the bar on what your standard of skills are, your requirement standards of skill, and you can set it because you can train it.
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
that's interesting. Instead of having to hire people that know it exactly the way you want them to do it, you can teach them. And I don't know how open people in your business are to learning, but I would think if you go into a salon and they're like, and I'm going to train you how to do it the right way or our way, you're
Yeah.
like, hell yeah, I'm in. Because then you can get people that are somewhat fresh in the business while they're chasing their passion and not set in their ways and teach them how to do it your way.
Right.
That is good. We should, I should put Bailey in contact with Miss J from Goddess Faces.
I thought of like 4 guests you should put her in touch with while
Yeah.
we're sitting here for sure.
But so she's a makeup artist, but she's built a business, built her own little salon. But the main thing is she teaches. She
Yeah.
travels all over and she teaches
wow.
brow tinting, what is it? Tattooing.
Microblading and stuff?
Microblading.
But she's known for that. I mean,
That's what
Okay.
she's known for. But she's built a brand. She has her own makeup line. I mean, just, she's still a small business, but she's chasing that passion.
Yeah.
So that would be a good contact because those are kind of the areas you're wanting to move into and you can just pick her brain. And she's the most positive person you've met. So it's nice to be around the energy and just kind of see how she developed it, get some ideas. So that would be a good contact.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Who are
That'd
some
be
other
cool.
people that you thought?
I don't know if let's talk about it after the show because I don't know if all of them are good connections, but I was thinking we know people that have owned a series of salons.
Oh, yes.
We know, I mean,
See, I always forget these things. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, man, yeah, we do.
and these are really cool people. So we'll talk to you. I don't want to plug them right here just in case it doesn't work out or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a lot of these people just have a passion for helping too. So they'll be
Right.
like, oh yeah, this is how I did it. This is, let me tell you, I ran into this snag. I didn't know I was going to hit. Things that are kind of beneficial to know
Yeah.
and be ready for because it's always sort of a minefield when you're expanding. I mean, I know you're just getting started, but I feel like keeping your eye on that goal and thinking about it and talking about it, I'm one of these people, I believe you just start paving your way towards that. It just happens.
Yeah,
The more you
absolutely.
put it out there.
I do want to talk about one of the fun things that you do with hair. Like, let's say somebody's not super adventurous with their hair and they just
Me.
want to, have some fun. They want to have some fun, but they don't want it to be so permanent. So one of the things you do is hair flare. So talk about hair flare.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think that's just a fun thing for people who aren't, they don't want that vivid color. They don't want to really make a huge change, but maybe they just need a little something extra.
Yeah.
You're doing the hair flare thing still?
Occasionally.
Okay.
So it's fairy hair tinsel, stuff like that. It's fun because you could do like pops of color, and it's just a little fun something to add in.
And it stays for like a long time, right? That's the stuff. That's the one
I
you have.
I have a feather in my hair.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Angie got some
Yep.
feathers from me, which used to be so popular, and I had them all over my head.
Yeah.
But that's just the fun little thing I would do at like vendor markets and stuff like
Sure,
that.
sure.
That kind of helped me network with other people too. Kind of got my foot in the door.
Yeah.
Got introduced to a lot of other businesses, and it's like a big supportive group of people.
Oh, very nice.
So
That's awesome.
I think they're cool. I mean, I don't know how, like you said, that used to be super popular, but what I like about them is they last for as long as
Yeah.
that was like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And the thing's
in
still
there.
fine.
And
Yeah.
I can wash it and brush it. And I was a little afraid to like brush it. You're like, no, you can brush it. And I'm like, I'm afraid it's going to pull it out. No, it does not pull out. It stays.
Very
I have
nice.
a feather in my hair, people.
Super cool.
It's super cute.
I use an extension bead to put it in. So what I use for hair extensions is what I use for hair
Oh,
feathers.
so that's why hair extensions
stay
in.
forever.
Yeah.
Until you take them
But
out.
you have glue-in ones too, as extensions that glue
Like tape-ins.
tape-ins. That's
Yeah.
what I'm so.
Yeah, they're like double-sided.
I'm such a girl. I know all the
I'm
terms.
I'm so lost. I'm thinking of like those TikToks where they like shave the top of a guy's head and then like cover it with glue and then stick a thing. Have you seen
Oh
that?
my
It's
gosh,
overseas.
yes.
They're real popular, and you're like, well, how long can that stay like that before it's like,
I know.
Oh.
I watch those all the
oh,
time.
so cringy.
So
but
weird.
But anyway, you tape them in. Like just
those are meant to
explain
be
it a little
temporary,
bit.
or
No, they're like any other hair extension.
oh, what are they?
Really?
What
Yeah.
are they taped to? Though, what is the tape?
Your hair. It's like a thin strip of hair, and then you tape like sandwich it between two
Really?
things of hair. Yeah. So it's a type of extension that I offer.
Oh, can you brush through that? It would tear the tape off, wouldn't it? No.
You'll have to be a little more careful because they are like all over your head. I don't really do those too much. I only like the sew-ins. They're
like to sew them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's the thing you went to school for, or to extra certification. in
yeah. Well, I was
Texas. Yeah.
certified in 5 different methods.
Wow.
So it's tape in and that, and like the keratin and I-tip and
Wow.
Now, do you have like, I know that you're gonna keep up to date on like whatever the newest trends are, but do you already have things in sight for adding to your what am I trying to say? I always do this.
Repertoire.
Now I'm trying to say something different.
Repertoire concierge.
Like your portfolio.
Say it again.
Portfolio.
portfolio.
Portfolio. Yeah, Bailey saved
I don't
me
think
there.
it's an Italian word, but you made it Italian.
It is. It is.
Yeah, like I have a class at the end of this month, actually. I think on the
cool.
27th in Orlando, just to learn more about hair color theory
That's awesome.
and like content, social media content.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always good as like refreshers too.
Yeah.
You know, even if you go back to like a basic class, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot that one thing.
Yeah.
So it's always just keeping it fresh and new, because you can go to a hairstylist for very many years, and if they're not willing to take the classes and stuff, they're stuck.
Yeah.
And there's some new technique that they can't do because they're stuck
Yeah.
in whatever they learned in cosmetology school.
Right.
So it's when you go to hair cuttery and you get a bad haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
I don't know if I can say the name. I don't know how to say it.
I'm the guy that did that for years, and I have a girl that cuts my hair. But you're right, because you get to a point to where someone just knows how to cut your hair good because they know the texture of your hair and where your cowlicks are, and what not to do, and there's definite benefit to that. When
Yeah.
it's like I keep going back to tattoos, but it's like when your favorite tattoo artist retires, it's like when your hair person retires, you're like, oh man,
Yeah.
unless you buzz
Or your
shit.
gynecologist.
And-
As
yeah.
a woman, I'm
There
sorry.
you go.
yeah.
Mine's about to retire. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? I don't even know.
Oh my
What's
gosh.
going to happen?
I mean, unless you're like buzz cut, for guys, I guess
Yeah.
that's easy. But
Yeah.
I would imagine for ladies, it's very important to find a good stylist and to stick with a good stylist. The one that knows your hair and your stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. You're never too good to go and continue education.
Yeah.
No.
You could know everything, but like there might be something that someone else can teach you. And
Sure. It was color theory, by the way, not color science. You said color theory
Yes.
before. That's
Yeah.
the same thing that I'm
Yeah.
in a different field, but yeah, I don't know what color science is. I'm sure it's something.
It sounded cool, so I was like, yes.
I'm
Yes,
with
what
it.
it is.
I know that.
Is it about color, hair? I know it.
Well,
I
color
know it.
theory is understanding which colors go together, how mixing what color you're going to get when you add a little more of this and a little less of that.
It's an artsy thing. Yeah. It's very
But
artsy and creative.
You get to the point to I'm not to that point you are, surely, but you get to the point to where if I mix these 3 things, it's going to become this color.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. You also learn how to cancel out colors.
Yes.
So color corrections, like if you have green in your hair, I use a color to cancel that out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The opposite of it, whatever that is.
Red.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so I didn't even think about that. It's almost like with makeup, how they have those
Color correction.
color correction where you'll see green and then there's like a beige and a purple even. And
Yeah.
you're like, how is that going to get rid of anything on my face? But it does. It covers up like blemishes and different, if you got dark,
Like a bruise kit.
like a bruise kit. Like somebody got a bruise kit from, that's right. They had that in their pocket. Do you know who we're talking about? Amber Heard.
Oh, I was like, I don't know.
What are you talking about? She had a bruise.
I was
She
like,
covered up
I
with the...
never pay attention to any
Yes.
celebrity news, and I was sucked into that thing until it
This was
done every
Dan's
night.
soap opera. Okay.
my
Every day when I come home, he's like, oh my gosh, did you see the trial? I'm like, no, it's working. For God's sake. No, I don't watch it all day.
Yeah.
I was getting this little catch ups in between her at night, and it was like, I don't know if you guys paid attention to it, but it was
Somewhat.
the craziest thing I've ever seen. But
He was wildly entertained by it. Let's just
it
put it
was
that way.
she's a weird bird. Yeah, she's a weird bird. Anyway,
Anyway, so super excited for you. I'm coming to see you in August.
Yes.
I got on the
approved it.
books. I know I saw it. I think I scheduled it wrong though, because I just went and looked through and noticed. I think I picked like color and then a whole separate like hair one, and then
Yeah.
I just saw that you could add hair
Yeah.
on. So I'm just getting used to the website.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna
anyway,
tell you
you'll
that.
fix it anyway. So I'm super excited to come check out the salon up there. And
Me
see
too.
that little. It's so cute. and
I know. I
decorated.
love it.
It's very nice. It's very clean looking and decorated, modern decoration, which I like. You know, you like to.
It's like a boho chic.
Yeah, I
but
love it.
clean.
it's really
spacious.
cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
oh, very nice.
So tell everybody where they can find you again if they want to find out more information about Bailey Nicole Beauty.
And we'll put a link in the show notes too. But
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Bailey Nicole Beauty. You can find me at BaileyNicoleBeauty.glossgenius. That's my booking site.
Very nice.
And I have a TikTok, Bailey Nicole Beauty.
Cool.
Oh.
Are you on the tweets? Are you on the internet?
Are you on the
No.
internet?
I deleted Twitter.
Yeah. Same.
I just scroll and scroll.
You know
Same.
what? We can't figure Twitter out.
It's just
I hate Twitter. Like, I used to post the dumbest tweets. I'd be like, going to bed tonight early, haha, or watching a movie. Like,
I'm
nobody
convinced
cares.
that unless
No.
you're a celebrity or something, most people can't figure out Twitter because everybody I see
No.
tweeting, it's like 5 people read it, 2 people liked it. You're like, they call it tweeting to the void. It's like a diary, I think, for
Yeah,
some people. But
definitely.
Maybe just something to go back and look at.
and look at later and cringe and delete.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're so excited to have you here, and
Yeah, it's
we
fun.
look forward to you building that brand that you want, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
having your own salon one day. Would be fabulous.
Yeah, I love it.
It'll
I love
happen.
the entrepreneurial spirit and that
What?
you're it's a thing.
What
And
is it?
Entrepreneurial.
Oh, you said intrapreneurial.
Rewind the tape. Joey, rewind the tape.
Yeah, at first I was like, okay.
Okay. See,
So
And-
back to the color science. No, but I love the spirit of being an entrepreneur and
Yeah.
and being young and chasing your dream and following through with your original passion from way back when you were little. And I think you're going to be successful. I mean, I know you hear me say that a lot on the show, but I feel like people
I don't
that
think
are
we've been wrong a lot though.
following your passion like that,
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be successful and you're going to be, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Boop,
Yeah.
boop.
Some
Good
big
for you.
things.
Awesome. Well,
There
good
is,
for you.
there
And
is.
thank you for joining us, like Angie
Yeah.
said. This was awesome.
It was fun.
And Joey was very quiet the whole time.
Good job.
He didn't say one word.
I know. I was
He even
expecting
put
him
the-
to comment a
He even
little.
put the mic behind him, which was smart in case like he had
I'm
to
not
take a
gonna
drink or cough
Yeah.
or something.
I'm not going to talk. We're highlighting Bailey. It's all about
Yeah.
Bailey. She probably
As it
told
should
him.
be.
She probably told him that before it came over here. You don't talk in that mic.
This is
not
my time
happening.
to shine.
You're not getting on camera in that T-shirt. No, I'm just kidding. I almost had one on.
He did. We asked, "What are you going to wear?" I said, "Well, I might dress up a little more, like a little bit more, because she's a hairstylist. I got to put a little makeup on or something."
Oh my
That's why I'm
gosh.
wearing a collared shirt. That's
Gotta be
it.
pretty. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to the It's All Fine and Danjee podcast. Once again, we thank you so much for tuning in and listening to our featured small business of the every other week episode. I keep forgetting we're not every week now. We're every other week.
We are every other week.
And
Entrepreneurial.
we love the support that we've been shown. And if you want to show your support for the show, you can go to www.patreon.com/fineanddanjee.
Look at this. She's the closer now.
remembered it.
I don't even need to sit here anymore.
I know.
You got
I
it.
don't need to be
Here,
here.
I'm done.
That's it, right? Did I
That's
get it right?
You did get it right. Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much, and we will talk to you next time. And remember, at the end of each and every day, it's all fine and dandy.
Maybe I did that out. You should have joined us. That would have been great.
She did.
This is going to be on the video, though.